Booming Thunder Radio, where we groove as the spirit moves. Yeah. Drawing the honey from the rock with the righteous Reverend Doctor on Booming Thunder Radio.
Shabbat Shalom, mighty friends. Welcome. This Sabbath day, this treasured 49th day, this 7th Sabbath before the treasured Shavuot tonight. Almighty Father, let our time with you this day fill us full of numbers and mercy and strength. And let your living word distill within each willing vessel, with each heart that seeks the truth and yearns for heavens built within his heart. Yea, that the covering for his family. Yea, the everlasting with each step and breath. Yea, may it be in your life as he, yea, the mighty one, the existing one, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the one who reveals himself through his Son, the living Word in the earth, the Spirit of truth when it comes into a man's heart, as it came in the Mashiach's heart long ago. Yea, he came and showed us the way. Oh, let us walk along the way with him. Let our faith be established in his Spirit, and know that this great land and this great nation, that those that came before, all those pantheon worshiping forefathers of ours, rest assured that those that our Father sent here first to set the stone where Cyrus would come and do his work, setting things right, cleaning things up. 1,700 arrests. No names, but 1,700 for child trafficking. Oh, it's way worse than you could ever imagine what these people do. May that balancing scale of justice be held high in liberty's hand. And that truth in her heart would radiate upon all the promised land. At her mercy and forgiveness and the wrath of God to do his work on all those who work inequity and have turned away from the will of the everlasting in their minds and in their hearts. Too blind to see that all things are done for the glory of the Father, even in their blindness do they do his work. May their eyes be opened that they wouldn't dig their own graves. Well, mighty friends, Shavuot, 49 days. Tonight, cloven tongues of fire. Are you ready? Are you in the Torah? Are you following along with Judah and Benjamin? We can trust them to teach us the truth and not conceal their hearts as Ephraim and Manasseh, but stand righteous and true, a son of the right hand of Benjamin. Hallelujah. Walk in everlasting in the earth, the hope of glory. So one day, as that was the step we took, that we changed in the twinkling of an eye. The first resurrection, and all the faithful rise and do their work. Be not fearful, for they will come, and there will be terror in the land, and total devastation. And all those that hate the everlasting, that think the Spirit is, well, they'll soon find out how dark darkness really is. And when they come to the light, should their name be written in the book and not blotted out, grieve not the Spirit of truth, or, well, just don't do it. Your best bet is to come and throw yourself before righteous men in the court and ask for forgiveness for what you've done and repent. And stop deceiving our great nation and its people, or the fire of God is going to come down on you. Oh, you don't believe it, huh? Well, is not the word like fire? Yea, let us open heaven in our hands. And wisdom revealed herself at 1492. You know, that year that Columbus sailed the ocean blue. I don't even know if they even teach that in school anymore. I know they don't teach that it was full of Jews trying to get away from people trying to kill them. I know it didn't teach that. But at least that's not what they taught me. But we find out about this Ephraim from Hosea 8. So let us put the trumpet to our lips, mighty friends. Do you have your trumpet? Have you been practicing? Do you blow the trumpet, or does the everlasting blow through you into the trumpet? Like an eagle comes against the house of mighty Yehovah, because they have transgressed the covenant of God and rebelled against the Torah. They cry out to the everlasting Father, "My God, we of Israel know you." Israel has rejected the good. The enemy will pursue him. They have set up kings, but not by the everlasting Father. They have appointed princes, but the existing one did not know it. With their silver and gold they have made idols for themselves, that they might be cut off. He has rejected your calf, O Samaria, saying, "My anger burns against them." How long will they be incapable of innocence? For from Israel is even this, a craftsman made it, so it is not God. Surely the calf of Samaria will be broken to pieces. For they sow the wind, and they reap the whirlwind. The standing grain has no heads. It yields no grain. Should it yield, strangers would swallow it up. Israel is swallowed up. They are now among the nations, like a vessel in which no one delights. For they have gone up to Assyria, like a wild donkey, all alone. Ephraim has hired lovers. Even though they hire allies among the nations, now the existing Father will gather them up, and they will begin to diminish because of the burden of the King of Princes. Do you hear? Since Ephraim has multiplied altars for sin, they have become altars of sinning for him. You know, though I wrote for him 10,000 precepts of my law, they are regarded as a strange thing. As for my sacrificial gifts, they sacrifice the flesh and eat it. But the existing Father has taken no delight in them. Now he will remember their iniquity and punish for their sins. They will return to Egypt. For Israel has forgotten his Maker and built palaces, and Yehudah has multiplied fortified cities. But I will send a fire on its cities, that it may consume its palatial dwellings. Do not rejoice, O Israel, with exultation like the nations, for you have played the harlot, forsaking your God. You have loved harlots' earnings on every threshing floor. Threshing floor and wine press will not feed them, and the new wine will fail them. They will not remain in the existing father's land, but Ephraim will return to Egypt, and in Assyria they will eat unclean. They will not pour out drink offerings of wine to the existing father. Their sacrifices will not please him. Their bread will be like mourner's bread. All who eat of it will be defiled, for their bread will be for themselves alone. It will not enter the house of the existing father. What will you do on the day of the appointed festival? And on the day of the feast of Yahovah? Have you been counting the days from when the moon revealed herself? This is the seventh the seventh Sabbath, and tomorrow is Shavuot, which is about 16 hours from now, I'd say. The old sweet 16. For behold, they will go because of destruction. Egypt will gather them up. Memphis will bury them. Weeds will take over their treasures of silver, thorns in their tents. The days of punishment have come. The days of retribution have come. Let Israel know this. The prophet is a fool. The inspired man is demented because of the grossness of your iniquity, and because your hostility is so great. Ephraim was a watchman with our God, with my God, a prophet. Yet the snare of a bird catcher is in all his ways, and there is only hostility in the house of his God. They have gone deep into depravity, as in the days of Gilbe. He will remember their iniquity. He will punish their sins. I found Israel like grapes in the wilderness. I saw your forefathers as the earliest fruit of the fig tree in its first season. But they came to Baal Peor and devoted themselves to shame. And they, because as detestable as that which they loved. As for Ephraim, their glory will fly away like a bird. No birth, no pregnancy, and no conception. Though they bring up their children, yet I will bereave them until not a man is left. Yes, woe to them indeed, when I depart from them. Ephraim, as I have seen, is planted in a pleasant meadow like Tyre. But Ephraim will bring out his children for slaughter. Give them, O existing father, what will you give? Give them a miscarrying womb and dry breasts. All their evil is at Gilgal. Indeed, I came to hate them there, Because of the wickedness of their deeds, I will drive them out of my house. I will love them no more. All their princes are rebels. Ephraim is stricken. Their root is dried up. They will bear no fruit, even though they bear children. The existing father will slay the precious ones of their womb. Yea, that evil in the palm of their hand is designed to do just that very thing, and you're too blind to see it. If you'd only part the Red Sea and walk and stand on the rock on the other side, and perhaps you would not be in that way any longer. But my God will cast them away, because they have not listened to him. I hope you will. And they will be wanderers among the nations. Yea, Israel is a luxurious vine. He produces fruit for himself. The more his fruit, the more altars he made. The richer his land, the better he made the sacred pillars. Their heart is faithless. Now they must bear their guilt. The existing father will break down their altars and destroy their sacred pillars. Surely now, they will say, we have no king, for we do not revere the existing father. As for the king, what can he do for us? They speak mere words. With worthless oaths they make covenants, and judgment sprouts like poisonous weeds in the furrows of the field. Do you understand? The inhabitants of Samaria will fear, and the calf of Beth Aven, for that calf of Beth Aven, indeed its people will mourn for it. And it is idolatrous priests. Yea, all of its idolatrous priests will cry out over it, over its glory, since it has departed from it. The thing itself will be carried to Assyria as a tribute to King Jareb. Ephraim will be seized with shame, and Israel will be ashamed of its own counsel. Samaria will be cut off with her king, like a stick on the surface of the water. Also the high places of Avim, the sin of Israel, will be destroyed. Thorn and thistle will grow on their altars. Then they will say to the mountains, cover us, and to the hills, fall on us. Yeah, we've heard that before, have we not? From the days of Gilboa, you have sinned, O Israel. There they stand, while not the battle against the sons of iniquity overtake them in Gilboa. Why, it is my desire, I will chasten them. Yeah, chastise and chasten them. And the peoples will be gathered against them when they are bound for their double guilt. Yep. Ephraim is a trained heifer that loves to thresh. But I will come over her fair neck with a yoke, and I will harness Ephraim. Yehudah will plow, Jacob will harrow for himself. Sow with a view to righteousness. Reap in accordance with kindness. Break up your fallow ground, for it is time to seek the existing one until he comes to rain righteousness on you. You have plowed wickedness. You have reaped injustice. You have eaten the fruit of lies, because you have trusted in your way, in your numerous warriors. Therefore a tumult will arise among your people, and all your fortresses will be destroyed, all as Shalman destroyed Beth Arbel on the day of battle, when mothers were dashed in pieces with their children. Thus it will be done to you at Bethel because of your great wickedness. At dawn, the king of Israel will be completely cut off.